Hello and welcome back to another character preview video. My name is Rime and today we are having a look at Fellowship once more. For those that perhaps do not know, Fellowship is a MODA or multiplayer online dungeon adventure set in an exciting fantasy world with endlessly scaling dungeon runs. Players must focus on working together as a team with an emphasis on skill, cooperation and strategy to defeat bosses, collect loot and work together to overcome ever-present challenges. Experience the Holy Trinity and build the ultimate team of tanks, healers and damage dealers to take down hordes of enemies and imposing bosses. Work together with your friends to overcome the greatest challenges, creating unbreakable bonds and memorable moments. Players can also flex their individual skills on the competitive leaderboards that show where you stand in Fellowship. Yeah. And obviously pick from a roster of pretty cool looking heroes to use on your adventure, which is why we are here. Now, if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Fellowship, and there is a lot to discover, it's a new style of game that probably won't appeal to everyone, but in my opinion is pretty interesting and definitely has its place. You can find some links below, and as always there will be timestamps. Along with that, you can find my links, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. Alright, in this video, we're just having a look at the heroes. Things have changed a little bit since the last time we jumped in here. Things will more than likely change again when the game releases, but we got some new stuff here, we got some old stuff here. We're jumping in, and we start in with Helena, the War Master. She's a tank, as you can see, and she has a difficulty of 2 out of 5 stars. I like what they've done with her appearance. To me, she sort of looks like a mix between the Lich King and Arthas Menethil. They've got a mashup of the two. I like it a lot. I really do. I think that I'll probably mention multiple times, but there's a good chance I'd pick this hero. Just because, not only because her name is sort of almost like my wife's, but like, I don't know, I enjoy the big buff tank ladies. They're pretty sick. And she, yeah, man, she cuts a fine form. That's all I'm saying. Helena is a stern presence within the Fellowship, maintaining a seasoned warrior's discipline. She uses both the shield she wields to protect others and to distance herself, becoming too familiar with her companions lest she suffer the burden of loss again. I'm probably going to mention things like this a few times throughout the video, but the writing here doesn't flow all that well. So if the guys who made this game, if you guys watch this, if anyone who has contact with the devs watches this, please just get someone to polish up the wording, the descriptions and stuff like that. It bothers me. It bothers me greatly. I'm sorry. I can't change who I am, alright? Her playstyle, despite being weighed down by full plate armor, Helena's ready to charge into the fray to protect her companions. She's a melee tank that excels in front lines, taking hits instead of her allies. Her veteran of war mechanic allows her to reduce the cooldowns of her abilities to allow for more frequent use of her powerful attacks and toughness generators. Toughness is Helena's main resource for mitigating incoming damage and surviving dangerous encounters. Her toughness is shown as a blue bar to the right of her character. Yeah. Pretty cool. I like her. As I mentioned, I'd probably jump in on her. Our next hero is Meiko, the Twin Soul. She's also a tank. She has a difficulty of 4 out of 5. So definitely not quite as easy as Helena. She looks pretty fantastic as well. I don't want to say like very Avatar The Last Airbender because that doesn't really seem right. It's not exactly that, but clearly Eastern inspired. I dig the fact that it's more minimalistic and she's using her art, her technique, her abilities to shield herself instead of big bulky armor. It's cool. It's cool. She looks fantastic. I can imagine that they'd make some pretty awesome looking skins for her. I think that, and I know it wouldn't suit the style and it would really sort of like make absolutely no sense, but I'd love like a steampunky or like a sci-fi version of her with like mechanical gore. Anyway, okay, let's stop. As I mentioned, tank, and I mentioned 4 out of 5 stars. Evil destroyed her home and her purpose. Now only she remains. Meiko cannot undo what has happened to her people, but she can avenge them. That will be her purpose now. Again, not a big fan of the writing here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to nitpick. It's just that it could be better. And, you know, okay, let's not go into too many specifics, but they shouldn't have now twice in a row like that. It sounds kind of silly. And that will be her purpose now. It's just a weak line to end. Okay, stop. I'm sorry. I like the hero. I really like her. It's better than it was before. I think before it sounded way too anime. This time around, they've sort of cleaned it up a little bit. As a martial artist, Meiko utilizes a variety of fighting techniques to empower herself and defend her allies. She's a melee tank that uses ability combo mechanics. She excels in front lines, taking hits instead of her allies. She uses ability combos to perform powerful finishing moves. Big cooldowns and self-buffs allow her to mend her own wounds and survive dangerous attacks. I love that she's sort of self-sustaining. It's really cool. That's it for the tanks right now. We're going to move on to the damage. There's some new stuff here, which is really cool. I'm excited to see them. Speaking of cool, here we have Rime, the harbinger of winter. She's looking fantastic. I love this over-the-top shoulder cloak fluff that she has going on here. She's difficulty 2 out of 5. Blessed or maybe cursed by the spirits of the land, Rime was given the ability to manipulate the flows of anima around her, a skill that her tribe thought lost to the past. She uses this ability to manipulate the water and ice around her, teaching her enemies to respect the elemental forces. Her playstyle: channeling the forces of spirit and ice, Rime conjures powerful spells to decimate her foes. Rime is a spellcasting damage dealer with a builder/spender mechanic. She excels at focusing down the biggest threat from a distance. Many of Rime's abilities fill an anima bar to deal spikes of damage and generate winter orbs. She uses winter orbs to cast dangerous spells. She looks cool. I love this hand that she has here. This big grasping ice claw thing. Yeah, it's sick. Like there's really no two ways about it. It looks awesome. Then we have Mara. This is one of the new ones that we've not seen yet. She is the Hungering Blade. Damage dealer, obviously. 4 out of 5 difficulty, which is cool. Shrouded in mystery, not much is known about Mara's past. Nobody seems to really know who she is or where she comes from. I mean, what I do know is she looks really cool. It's got sort of like a vampiric look to her with the color scheme that they went for. And the armor and stuff like that. It's sort of just traditionally, it's like become part of the vampire culture, outfits like this. I like it. I like it. It's very nicely done. Dangerous looking. Nevertheless, her blades have remained true, and she has proven to be a powerful ally to the Fellowship. Yeah, well, there you go. Nice. Nice. Her playstyle: Mara weaves in and out of the shadows to strike down her enemies. Mara is a DPS who utilizes abilities to build combo points that she spends on powerful finishing moves that make quick work of her foes. As an assassin, Mara also has access to a variety of poisons that, when strategically used, give her an upper hand in battle. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like one of those archetypes that you kind of need in the game. There's just this like subgroup of people that absolutely always have to play the stealthy rogue character. You need to give them this. You need to. Speaking of which, where's the archer, man? Where's the archer? Here we have Ardeos, the pyromancer. I do not believe I've looked at this guy either. I'm sorry, like, I just don't. I remember seeing a big guy with like a massive hammer. He's not here, he used lightning. I don't remember seeing this character. Right? But I might be wrong, I don't know. He's difficulty 3 out of 5, he's the pyromancer. Damaging, obviously, as you can tell. Ardeos chose his own name from a book of powerful wizards from a long previous age of Endring. The old wizard wasn't using it, they were long dead, and Ardeos needed it more. It's been a long time since a wizard has been named in Endring, and it's clear that no one is prepared, least of all Ardeos. But that's okay, Ardeos doesn't need to have a plan. They've not built a prison that can hold him yet, and it's likely to stay that way as his power grows. This is also really like, oh my god. I'm sorry. I like the character. He looks really cocky. He looks sort of like headstrong Disney villain kind of thing. You know, I dig that. I think it's nice to have character. Oh, and there it is. Ardeos is a cocky ranged spellcaster who utilizes powerful fire damage over time effects. Okay, well, I mean, they telegraphed that quite nicely. Yeah. The fact that others have struggled to utilize such raw power doesn't concern him. He's found it to be a snap. Ardeos utilizes a system called Embers and Burning Embers when he uses his basic abilities to collect the remaining embers of the spellcast. What? When enough embers have been collected, they are set ablaze as burning embers. These burning embers are visible as flames over his action bar. Burning embers can be spent to cast detonate, causing your fire damage over time effect to deal instant damage. I mean, it sounds pretty cool, and he looks pretty cool, and yeah, it's a good addition, you know. Every hero doesn't have to be like a broody mystery shrouded in shadow. You know, sometimes they can just be upfront about how powerful they are. That's cool. I like it. Next up, we have the first of the healers, Sylvie, the daughter of the forest. She's a healer, as mentioned. Difficulty 3 out of 5 stars. And I love her design, man. I love it. I love the big tail. I love the ears, the bushy hair, the antlers. It's the outfit that she has on here, which is not obviously something you'll like, you know, stay in forever, but it looks really nice as a starting point. I love what they've done with her feet. Just everything about it. It's green, it's cool, it's full of life. It's, yeah. Abandoned at a young age, Sylvie was taken in and raised by the forest itself. She spent her childhood under the protection of its boughs and learning the natural cycles of magic from her friends, the flutterflies. Sylvie is a healer who uses her innate connection to nature and its many friends to heal her allies and harm her foes. Sylvie is a healer that uses pet management, this is what the heck, man, mechanics. She excels at sending her pets to heal her allies over time and attack her enemies. She commands her flutterflies and plants to heal while her boomshrooms attack enemies. Her powerful heal over time spells allow her to prepare for battle and endure long sustained fights. Yeah, okay. Not the most succinct way of explaining everything, but it did the job. I get it. And I like her. Big fan. Our final hero for the day is Vigour, the Light Shaper. I dig this guy as well. He's got an excellent mustache. And I like the sort of half-dwarvish look that he's got going here. It's not exactly that. But I'm always a big fan of the holy sort of classes and stuff like that. The priestly look here is kind of cool. Very barrel-chested, stern, and sturdy looking. Yeah. Healer, difficulty 2 out of 5. Vigour taps into the very essence of light with ease, a power he used to defend those in need from the many forms of darkness that seek to corrupt the world. His sacred duty is not only to heal the wounded, but also to strike down those who would use the shadows to harm the innocent. His playstyle, as a dwarf, yeah, okay, so I thought I remembered that, okay, who divines the true meaning of the runes, Vigour wields powerful healing spells to bolster and protect his allies and smite his enemies. Vigour is a healer that uses builder-spender mechanics. He excels in the middle of his allies, where he can sustain them with powerful AoE heals. As a wielder of radiant runes, he must choose how and when to cast his most powerful spells. His direct healing grant him an advantage in reaction to an ever-changing battlefield. Okay, so he's strong direct healing. I mean, he's cool, once again. And the characters here, all of them just look pretty phenomenal. That does bring us to the end of the selection. As I jump into the outro, I will say it's cool to see that there are new heroes here. Yeah. And, I mean, the new ones that they've added to me are pretty interesting. I believe that some of the older ones that were here before also pretty cool, but it's nice to see them mixing things up. I mentioned in a previous video, I personally prefer the idea of picking a class instead of a hero that has a built-in life and personality. I prefer customizing my hero myself and being the hero myself. However, this kind of thing does appeal to people, and this can add a level of personality and flair and storytelling to what you're doing, especially if they actually leverage it and they put stories in for you to experience with these characters. It doesn't have to be too intense, because obviously this game is very focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's running dungeons. But if you can add sort of like a, kind of like how Wayfinder does it. Wayfinder has these different bits and pieces of the hero's past that you can unlock. It's kind of fun to do that. Get to know them better, maybe you'll have more of a connection to them. But what they have on offer here right now is pretty cool. I love the art style, I love the visuals, and the lore and the backgrounds that they have cooked up. And the gameplay of all the heroes and stuff, it's appealing. Yeah, it's looking really good. I'm also, as I mentioned, a fan of the fact that they've got new heroes, and it does look like they're going to have a pretty decent roster when launch comes around. So that's sick. That said, I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you like and or don't like about Fellowship. Give it to me straight. I can handle it. And it's good for the devs to receive actual criticism, input. I think the game has a lot of potential. I'm definitely going to be checking it out when it comes to launch. So, you can give this video a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can find my links below, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. And yeah, hey, happy running those dungeons in Fellowship, dudes. Happy that.